Hi, this is June 15, AQA C3 paper that we're going to have a look at. So pause it if you want to have a go at this before I do. Otherwise, just go ahead and have a go. So we've got two functions defined as such, and we're going to have a look at finding the range of the first one. Two different ways of doing this, so I'll be as quick as I can. So first one, personally, I would think, how do I draw just e to the 3x, which is the same as e to the x, crossing at 1. Then I want to do minus e to the 3x at minus 1. Of course, remembering that there is an asymptote going on here. Okay, and then I've got to add 5, so it's going to come up 5. At least now I can draw my asymptote in, and this will obviously be 4, and this is 4 minus e to the 3x, or minus 3 to the 3x plus 4. So I've got a selection of values less than 5 that this can equal, so my range of f of x is going to be less than 5. Now the key thing here is they do want you to put in less than f of x, definitely. So you've got to do that. And the other way of doing it then, let's see if we can plug it in here. So we've got 5 minus shift ln gives me e to the power of 3x. Hopefully, draw that. Okay, so you can see it's not a brilliant diagram, but it gives you an idea, and you'd have to know that there's an asymptote there to be able to get this being 5, because you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 4 where it crosses, and it'll never hopefully equal 5. So that's the first bit. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this now. Next bit, find the inverse of that. So the inverse, first thing I usually write is y equals 5 minus e to the 3x, and then what would be a clever move, because you get a mark for it straight away, is to rearrange straight away. So swap your e's and y's over. So x minus 5 equals minus e to the 3y. You can't learn at this particular point because of this minus. You can only learn where you're going straight to the e. So I'm going to change this around. I'll make this look a bit prettier in a minute. And this, of course, is the same as 5 minus x, which is prettier and more conventional because we don't really like having a minus at the beginning. Okay, so we go up here. I'm going to learn the whole of each side. Okay. Now that gets rid of that bit, so I'm left with learn 5 minus x equals 3y. So y will equal a third learn of 5 minus x. But of course they don't want it like that. They've actually asked you to find the inverse function, and that's what you've got to do of x, and that's what they're after as a final answer. Okay, brilliant. That's that. So we get rid of that. On to the next bit. We've done that bit, and then it says solve that. Oh dear, so now I need that equation. So if I can remember rightly, it was a third ln of 5 minus x. I have to make that equal to 0, which means ln of 5 minus x equals 0, which means I need to e both sides, so 5 minus x equals e to the 0, which is also known as 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4 equals x, hopefully. So what I've done is I've done minus x equals 1 minus 5, so minus x equals minus 4, and that's what you end up with there. So that's very simple, just for 1 mark, that bit there. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this and have a look at the last bit of the question, which is hidden under here. Okay, find an expression for g of x in this format, which is the sneaky bit. Okay, so I'm going to pull my white sheet a bit further up, and we're going to look at g of x. So g of x is going to be 1 over 2 lots of g of x, which is 1 over 2x minus 3. So that's my new x, minus 3. 1 over 2 lots of 2x minus 3 minus 3. Now this is usually as far as everyone gets. And the next bit is, to be honest, GCSE maths. So if we're just looking at this bit down here, okay, I just want to sort out this bit down here. So I need to make this into something that's a little more user-friendly, and to be honest, because it's 1 over something, and they wanted me to end up with an ax plus b over a cx plus d, or something very like that. If I could come up with a fraction at the bottom, it would end up just flipping it upside down. So that may be what I'm looking for. So to solve this bit at the bottom, I'm going to try and end up with a common denominator. So I'm going to make them both out of 2x minus 3. So I've got 2 over the first one, and I've got 3 lots of 2x minus 3 on this one here. So that's going to be 1 over, and if I put it all over at the bottom here, 2x minus 3, multiplying the top bit out, I've got 2 minus 6x, and a minus times a minus gives me plus 9, which means I'm ending up with, I have to do this in white, 1 over 11 minus 6x over 2x minus 3. Change my pen colour again. So 1 over that means it's just going to flip upside down. So I've got 2x minus 3 over 11 minus 6x. I could have left it as minus 6x plus 11, but again, convention usually likes to make it a little bit tidier. There you go. Question, whichever question that was. Well done.